Now, works such as foundations, drainage, and external works have to be remeasured by the quantity survey. So even as construction is going on, the quantity surveyor still
Okay,
needs to
let's see now if
temperature of material
this is
that's coming in,
working
the amount of
fine.
material that's used, the amount of
Let me
material
just
and costs as
post
well.
this to your
That's what the
let
quantity
me see
surveyor
if
does for
anyone can see
construction.
me. Can
And then
anybody
fault
see me?
tolerance
Can you hear
testing.
me?
Now, this is after construction has been
Am
done.
I
To
audible?
see
Can anybody confirm if they are here? Okay, let's do this. We have to finish these questions. We have to finish these questions. Can anybody hear me? Put your thumbs up. Put your thumbs up if you can hear me. If you can't, let's do this. Put your thumbs up if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Put your thumbs up if you are here. If you're here, put your thumbs up. I'm still alone. Oh, okay. Can you hear me though? Just confirm if you can hear me. That's all I wanna know. Can you hear me? Somebody say something. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's move on then. First things first. I'm just going to share my screen, entire screen. There we go. Great. And then that's what we want. We also want that. Okay, where were we? We were on 2.4. Okay, we were starting 2.4 actually. Is the feedback still there or is that all right now? There's no more feedback. How are we doing for feedback? Um, Feedback okay? Sound is good. Fantastic. I can hear you and there's no feedback. Thank you, Neil. I recognize you, Letabo. Uh, Tumelo. Yes. Okay, let's go on. So, question 2.4 says the sum. This is a sum question. The first thing you have to do is kind of create your series first using this formula that we are given. So we are going to use this formula to create a series. So the formula, just to write it first, is -1, and then we've got m plus 1, and this is all over 2 to the power m. I finished 2.3. What you talking about? I finished 2.3. Look at it. I finished. Brightness is saying we're on 2.3. So I finished. Look, I finished 2.3. We did it. Yeah, here it is. Do you want me to go over what we're doing? What we did? Just quickly. To find the seventh term using sum, I take the seventh sum and subtract the sixth sum. Now the formula we were given was 2n minus n squared. So I just substituted 7 where there's an n, and then I subtracted the sixth one. Before I subtracted, though, I opened a big bracket. This should be actually a square bracket, if you like, so that it looks distinct. These two brackets should be square brackets. So big bracket, and then I subtracted. This is the formula once again, 2n minus n squared. Okay, subtract the 2, put it once in your calculator. Put it in the calculator once, just like that, as you can see there. And then that's how I got negative. Oneo says, oh, it cut earlier before I did it. Oh, sorry, guys. But I hope it makes sense what I did. I just substituted this in the calculator once, and it gave me negative 11. Now, if you want me to go over it again, do say so. I don't mind. I can do that. Okay, so we were on this question. I said we have to create a series of our own. This is telling us that it should start at 0, where m is 0, all the way up where m is 9. So for the first number, we're going to say -1, where I have a m, I put a 0. This is my first term, plus 1 over 2 to the power 0. This is my first term. And then on the second one, I'm going to add the same thing. -1. Instead of 0 now, the next integer is 1. So it becomes 1 plus 1 over 2, where I have a m, substitute a 1. Plus, the third one is going to be the same formula, which is -1. The next integer of m is 2 plus 1 all over 2 to the power 2. Now you need 3 values to form a series, right? I'm going to bring up my calculator now, put it exactly as it looks in the calculator. Open the bracket, -1, close it, to the power. Before you put those numbers, put another bracket, please, because they are combined, +1. And then it looks like that. And then at the bottom, it's 2 to the power of 0. Cool. So we get our first term is -1. Plus, for this one, we go back, delete a 0, put a 1, go back, delete that 0, put in 1, say equals. So the next one is a positive half. Plus, now let's do this one. Go back, remove 1, put a 2, back, remove 1, put in a 2, equals 2. Now this one is negative 1/4. There we go. So I need 3 terms to form a series. Now I'm gonna just study these numbers. Are these giving me an arithmetic term, arithmetic series? That's the first question I ask myself. And if the answer is no, because for that I have to have a common difference. So to get a common difference, just to show you, I say the term 2 minus term 1. Delete that, go to the side once. You can do the check yourself. Minus -1. And I get 3/2. And then for the next one, let's see if I'm still going to get that same value. I'm just testing for arithmetic series. Unfortunately, I have to test it if they don't tell me. And then this one is -1/4. And then I go to the side, I say minus a half, 1/2. Does this give me the same? Nope. So this is definitely not an arithmetic. Now let's test for the next one, geometric. Geometric, we have a common ratio, not a common difference this time, a common ratio. Common ratio, I say term 2, which is a half, I'm going to use 0.5 now, divided by -1, which is term 1, and I get the common ratio is -1/2. Now I can do the same for this one. Let's do it. So for this one, it's going to be negative 1 over 4. Go to the side ones, and I say divided by a half, 1 over 2. You can do it this way too. It's completely same number. So this is a geometric series. Since it's a geometric series, that means I must use the sum formula of a geometric series. And the sum formula of a geometric series is, you have to know it by head. I'm not sure if formula sheet is there. I think it is. Rn over, but try to memorize it if you can. But use the formula sheet as a backup. Okay, let me check your comments. Achampong, I see you. Welcome. So my value of A, just to substitute there, is -1. That's the first number. My value of A is -1. Open the bracket, 1 minus my value of R is -1 over 2 to the power n. Now the n, to solve the n is always the number on top, which is 9, minus the number at the bottom, which is 0, plus 1. This is always the case. So I get 10. So my value of n is 10. Let me repeat. To find the value of n, you're always going to take the top number, the number on top of the, the sign for sum, and then you subtract the bottom number, whatever number it is. It's not always going to start at 0. Sometimes it starts at 1, sometimes at 2, depending on the question, but you're always going to subtract those two numbers and they add 1. Okay, it's always going to be the case. So there's another bracket over there, divided by 1 minus R, which is what was R? -1/2. Okay, cool. Now you can put this in a calculator once. Just make sure that your brackets align. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm saying to you, open that, -1. Open the brackets. This is the bigger one. 1 minus, open, put another one there, and it's -1. Go downstairs, put a 2. Go to the side, close that one, and make it to the power of 10. Go to the side, put a bracket. Okay, now you go downstairs. It's 1 minus, open bracket, -1/2, 1 over 2. Go to the side, close it. This is how you use your calculator once. Now it said correct to 2 decimals. So to change this to a decimal, you press there, and then our final answer is -0.6. Now it said 2 decimals, which means I look at the third number in the decimal. It's bigger than 5, so this 6 changes to a 7, like that. Okay, so that's the sum of this particular series. Anything on the comments section there? No. Okay, we're done with 2.4. This test is very long. Now we're getting to functions. For functions, we are given f, and it's the equation, that equation. It's a negative function, quadratic, so that's why it's a sad face. All right, first question is, write down the coordinates of B. So now we are on question 3. Question 3. I know some of you have been really looking forward to functions because it's a little bit challenging. So it says write down the coordinates of B. What do we know about coordinates of B? B is the turning point. Okay, as you can see there, it's the turning point. And since it's written in this format, it means we can just read off the b. X minus 2, now if I make that equals to 0, and solve for x, x becomes a positive 2. Okay, now this one, y is just equals to positive 1. Remember the difference between p and q. P, you always take the opposite sign, but q, you take it exactly as it is. Cool. 3.2 says write down the equation of the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is only one that is passing x. Okay, and that's x and y. It's passing x at 2, so for your equation you're just going to say x is equals to 2. That's all you have to do. 3.3, it says determine the coordinates of a and c. We can see a and c are just the, what do you call these things? They are the x coordinates, and we have actually spoken about this before, that to solve for your x coordinates, you have to say let y equals to 0. So then I'm going to have I'm going to battery yafela say. Okay, oh thank you. Let me just put the charger in. It's just a moment. Let's put this charge this little good here. A moment, please. Let's put this charger. There we go. Charger's intact. All right, there we go. Okay, so we are back. Thank you, T-Sport. Right, where were we? Oh, we're solving for the x coordinates. So we say 0 is equals to negative x minus 2 squared plus 1. Now we have to solve for x. Currently in this format, we can't do it. So we have to open two brackets. It's a minus square bracket and then open two brackets. Please put a square bracket because everything inside must be negative. Plus 1. Okay, now negative squared. Now do this exercise. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Close it, plus 1 outside. Now I have to get rid of the brackets. It becomes minus x squared. Minus 2 is minus 4, but multiplying with another minus, it becomes plus 4x. This one is minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. What am I going to do now? Yes, you guessed it, quadratic equation for a quadratic formula. So it's minus b. Now name it first. My a, b, and c. So b is just a positive 4 plus or minus square root of the square root of b, which is 4 squared minus 4a is negative 1, and then c is negative 3. I hope this is correct. 2, and the value of a is minus 1. Okay, let's go and do this one. Let's put it in a calculator real quick, and then it becomes I put that negative. Oh man, come on, come on. Negative. Open the bracket, put a 4, close it, minus. No, no, let's start with the plus. We always start with the plus. Square root, open, put in a 4, close, square it, minus 4, open, negative 1, close it, open, negative 3, close it, come downstairs, 2 times negative 1, close it. Is equals to 1. So x is equals to 1, or x, is it or this time? No, 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 it's and, because we definitely know there's two values. So this time we go and scroll back, back, remove the plus, put in a minus, and that's going to be equals to x is equals to 3. Okay, so now you have to complete the coordinates, because the question wants write down the coordinates of A and C. A is the one on the left, so it must be 1 and 0. And then B is the one on the right. It's not B, it's C. C is the one on the right, so it must be 3 and 0. There we go. Anything on the comments? No, we're all good. So these are now your final answers. Moving on swiftly, let's go for 3.4. It says, for which values of x will the function be less than 0? So we're looking for where the graph of f of x is less or equals to 0. The graph is like this, right? And it's got two critical values at 1 and the other one at 3. We just solved it. This portion is negative, and this portion is also negative. It's on the negative side of the y-axis. All right, and that's exactly what we're looking for. When it says f of x is less than 0, less than 0 means negative. Now on the negative, remember, f of x is actually y. Okay, so we're looking for where the y values of the graph are negative, and they are negative on these portions. Now you can write it however you like. I prefer to say that. So I have two answers, so I have to put it twice. Now this one on the left is coming from negative infinity, so I put negative infinity there, and it ends at 1. This one on the left, it starts at 3 and it goes all the way up to positive infinity. Now when it comes, you see there's a equal sign. When it comes to infinity, you don't include the equal sign, but you do include it in the number. Also this side, you include the equal sign on the number, but not on the infinity sign. That's just how it is. So these are now my final answers. You could have written it any way you like. This is just my preferred way. Okay. Now let's look at the next question, which is 3.5. It says, determine the average gradient. Okay, the average gradient. So average gradient, we know that it's actually the change in y. So it's like y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Now you know me, I like labeling. So what I'm going to do, it says between A and B. I'm going to write the coordinate of B. The coordinate of B, we found it earlier. It was the turning point. We solved it right here. It's 2 and 1. That's the coordinate of B. It's 2 and 1 and 1, where that's the X and that's the Y. And then the coordinate of A, let's go ahead and write the coordinate of A. I think we solved it. Also, it's 1 and 0. So it is 1 and 0. So that's the coordinate of X. That's the coordinate of Y. So I have to name them, name one of them 1 and none of them 2. So let me call these ones X2, Y2, or X1, Y1. Now, when I come to my equation, I'm not guessing anymore. I just go to Y2. Y2 is 1 minus Y1. There it is. It's just 0. Divided by X2 is just 2 minus X1 is 1. Now, I know what you're thinking. You are thinking, oh, sorry, I can do this in my head. The answer is a half. Now, hold on, player. Let's check. Um, 1 minus 0. These are your marks. Don't play with your marks like that. If you said a half, then you were wrong. The actual answer is 1. Okay, so this is our gradient. Any comments? Nope. We are all good. That means we can continue. Okay, so the average gradient is just that. The next question says the graph of G obtained. Okay, so the graph of G of X is obtained by shifting the graph F 2 units to the right, 1 unit down. Write down the equation and then sketch the graph on the same axis. Okay, let's do this. We have a Cartesian plane. I'm not going to draw it accurately. We have the first graph. Just going to copy it just like it looks there. It is like that, right? And we know that this point is 2 and 1. So this is 2 here, and that is 1 there, because this point is 2 and 1. 2 on the X and 1 on the Y axis. And then it says G of X, we get G of X by shifting this graph 2 units to the right. Oh, hold on. 2 units to right. 2 units to the right. Someone is crying there. Why are you crying, so madam? I don't understand why you are crying. Okay, it says 2 units to the right, 1 unit down. So this graph, it moves from there. It goes 2 units to the right. But remember something, this is a negative graph. Okay, so what happens is when we look at the formula inside, 2 units to the right, is go. Okay, let's just do what it's saying. Let's not confuse you. It's moving 2 units to the right. So from here it goes 1, 2. So it goes to the right to the position of 4. And then it also moves 1 unit down. So it moves from there 1 unit down is here. So now the new graph is actually down here. That's what it's saying. Okay. And then the equation of this graph, what we're going to do is We're going to look at, first at the equation of f of x as given. Let's look at the equation of f of x as given here. We are going to say the equation of f of x is minus x minus 2 squared plus 1. Now, what happens inside here? What happens inside the bracket x minus 2 if we apply 2 units to the right? 2 units to the right is that way, so it becomes the opposite sign, which is minus 2. That's how you deal with 2 units to the right. And then plus 1, and then 1 unit downwards is just a negative 1. So that's our graph of g. So graph of g of x is therefore equals to negative x minus 2 is minus 4 squared, and then these two just cancel each other. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? Very good. I recognize your favor. Welcome. All right, so let's go to the next question. What's the next question? Almost done, which is question 4. Question 4 says, so we'll start by writing question 4. Question 4.1 says, prove that a is 3. Now let's read the statement. Given f of x is log, so f of x is equals to log, come on, don't do me like that, technology. Where was it? Yeah, I think my laptop is getting tired, or I'm getting tired. Log of a and x here. Okay, and it's passing through the point S, which is a third, and negative 1. Okay, so the third represents an x value, that's a y value. That's what we're going to substitute back into the equation to solve for the missing term or the missing number. So whether it's a y, I put negative 1, log a, where there's an x, I put in a third. Now to solve for a, I must convert this to an exponential form. Welcome, Giovanni. I see you. By saying the base of the log is the same base of the exponent, and then I swap the numbers. So it's minus 1 this side is equals to a third. Now a to the minus 1, a third can be rewritten as 3 minus 1, isn't it? And then now I have the same exponent, therefore a is equals to 3. We have solved what they asked us to solve. They said solve for a. There we go. A, we got you. Now it says write down the equation of h, the inverse of f in the form of y. Where are we? 4.2. So start with the equation of f, which is y is equals to log. Now we've solved the value of a. It's 3, and we have x here. Okay, so this is the graph of f. The first thing you do to solve the equation of h, swap x and y. X log 3y, and then solve for y. Remember, I said The same base of the log is the same base of the exponent, and then swap x and y. So I put an x here, and then that's y. That's the final answer actually. Therefore, y is equals to 3 to the power x. That's it. Got that answer. Moving forward. Anything on the comments? Why is Onka crying? Onka, why are you crying? Okay, let's go for 4.4 now. Write down the domain of G. Oh, hold on. It's 4.3. I'm in a rush to finish. I'm getting tired. And it's just 2 hours. How do you guys write for 3 hours? My goodness. It's too much. But anyway, you're students. You're expected to have more power than us. Yeah. So if G of X is equals to minus f of x, determine the equation of g of x. Oh, that's so I start with the minus and then I write f of x, which is log 3x. That's it. That's it. That's all you had to do for 1 mark. And then 4.4 says, write down the domain of G. Now we are looking for the domain of G. If you are to draw this graph, all that, let me just start with the graph of f. The graph of f looks like this, right? As you can see there. Now the graph of g, I suppose it looks like this. They pass the same point there. They pass the same point. It goes towards the y, they pass there. It's probably looking like this. Now, since they're asking us for the domain, remember the domain has to do with the x, the x values. If you look at the blue graph, the domain there, let me just write domain. The domain here, there's an asymptote at x is equals to 0. So it's for all values that are greater than 0. Okay, that's the domain. The blue graph exists for all x values, x values that are greater than 0. You can do a check by saying, if I draw a line here, do I hit the blue graph? No. What about here? No, no. What about for this x value now? Yes, I will hit the graph there, and I will hit it for all the values of x, that are greater than 0. That's the domain. Okay, the graph exists for all these values greater than 0. That's all you had to do. 4.5, determine the values of x for which f of x. So now I'm dealing with f of x is greater than -3. As you can see, I've just been following what the questions are saying. Okay, so if it says this, f of x, I substitute again. F of x is log 3x is greater than -3. Okay, so the first thing this is an inequality question. So the first thing I'm going to look for is the critical values. To solve critical values, remember, the same base of a log is the same base of the exponent, and then I attach, swap this. Okay, so this is my critical point. Critical point is equals to x is equals to 3 minus 3. Now, if you remember what the graph looks like, you can actually see it here. Okay, and if the critical point is here, the graph exists because it says greater than. It exists for all values that are from this critical point to. So I'm just gonna write this. This is how I answer all my inequality questions. So it starts at 3, -3, all the way up to infinity. That's it. Okay, if you want to conceptualize it, just let me show you very quickly. Remember, the graph is like this. Now it's asking us where y is -3. So -3 is probably somewhere here. So we needed this x value here that coincides with -3. And then we're saying the graph is greater on the positive side. Okay, so it's if I can just draw another straight line here. This is the portion that we are looking for actually. And this portion is greater. It's from its critical point of 3 and -3 all the way up to infinity. That's where the graph exists. I know these types of questions are a little bit challenging, but just try to look at the graph and try understand what it's saying. All right, so we are now on this question 5. I've been moving very slowly. Looks like I'll end with this question. The diagram below shows the graph of f, and it is that. And g, what type of graph is this? It's a hyperbole. And this one, it is a quadratic. Man, they love quadratic in this question, in this paper. So anyway, question 5 says write down the coordinates of t. What did they say about t? The two graphs intersect at t. The y-intercepts of both graphs. Oh, okay, so it's just the y-intercept. R is the x-intercept of f, the asymptotes of f cut at P, the turning point of G. Okay, let's just focus. Let's focus on T. They said T is the y-intercept of both graphs. Okay, so I'm going to use G. Okay, the y-intercept, we say let x equals to 0. So it's y is equals to 5. Where there's an x, I put a 0. I'm using the graph of G. Plus 10, where there's an x, I put a 0, plus 3. So therefore y is equals to 3. Now they said coordinate is in terms of x and y. X is 0 and y is 3. That's it. Okay, and then let's go for 5.2 now. Calculates the coordinate of P. What did they say about P? The asymptote of f cut at P. P, what else do they say about P? P is the turning point, I'm sure, of the graph of G. They said it's there. It's the turning point. So we're given the graph in this format as 5x squared plus 10x plus 3. Now we're looking for a turning point. If it's given in this format, you just name it A, B, C. And to solve the x, it's going to be minus b over 2a. So it's minus. Substitutions must be put in brackets. B is 10 over 2 times a is 10. Now I know what you're thinking. You think the answer is -1/2, and you are right. I think so, because these 10s, they must cancel each other. But you would be wrong, because this is not the value of a. The value of a is actually 5. So let us use a calculator. Once again, don't play with your marks, guys. Don't play with your marks. Close it, come downstairs to open it, put a 5, close it. It's equals to -1. So that's the x value. Write down, where am I? 5.2. Calculate the coordinates. Okay, so I just found the x value. To find the y value, therefore, I'm going to say 5, where there's an x, I'll substitute -1 squared, plus 10, where there's an x, -1 plus 3. Okay, now let's see what that gives us. You have no choice but to use a calculator for this one. 5, open, -1, close, square it, plus 10, open, -1, close, and then plus 3. Okay, this y is equals to -2. Now we are looking for the coordinate of p, which is just where x is -1, y is -2. Very good. That's it. Any questions? No. Let's move on. Nothing on the comment section. We are now on 5.3. Write down the equation of f. Now the equation of f is currently f of x is 5 over x plus p plus q. So we just need to substitute. 5 remains 5, x remains x. Now let's look at the value of p. What did they say? The value of p also, p is also the asymptotes of 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 the graph of f. So what that means is that when we look at p, this becomes the p value, which is the x, and that becomes the q value. Okay, and if it is like that, then it just it's good news for us. I'm sorry, I'm just checking your comments here. Nothing. All right, so p is just that value there. Remember, when it comes to p, we always take the opposite sign. So this becomes +1, and then with the q, it just remains as -2. This is f of x. Okay, we use the equations of the asymptotes to form the formula of the graph. Any questions? Let's move on. 5.4, we're almost done. Determine the equation of the axis of symmetry of f with a positive gradient. So that one is y is equals to x plus c. That's the one with the positive gradient. That's why the x is positive. Now we need to substitute the point where this point p and q, which is -1 and -2. So this graph passes there, where this is x and this is y. Sorry, just so you can see it. So I can see that I don't see it myself there. Where that's an x and that's a y, that means now we substitute. Onka says, would it be possible to have another live tomorrow to finish off the paper, including the sections on stats and finance? No, it's not possible. I'm going to school tomorrow. I didn't go to school today. So probably your teacher will be teaching you, will be revising with you the day before you write. So let's hope you guys will be able to ask your teacher to revise with you the sections we didn't touch on today. Anyway, to solve for C, we take this -1 to the other side, it changes sign, so C is -1. And to complete the equation, it becomes y is equals to x minus 1. That is your final equation. I think we're gonna end it there for today. If you want this paper, I can give it to you, and then you can try this question 6 and question 7. What I can do is I can attach the memo for question 6 and 7 as well, so that you are able to see how you are going to do it. Okay, so if there's nothing else from your side, that's it from my side. If you want to request this paper, just WhatsApp me. My number is 076 312 1107. WhatsApp me asking for the memo, and I will send it to you. Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say thank you. Onka says, Mr. Manana, please, or Thursday. Now, remember, you're still going to revise with your teacher at school. So you can request with your teacher at school to revise these other sections. Okay. Yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, remember, I'm not your teacher currently. I'm just your teacher today, but at school you have another teacher. All right, but where is my heart? Let me send these hearts. I send my heart to you. This is to say all the best on Friday. Do request this memo that we're doing together. Plus, we are going to do more. Do more. I'm going to paste more on that memo so that you see everything that you were supposed to do. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to move at a faster pace than I was doing today on Friday. But other than that, it's goodbye from me. All the best. My heart goes to you. Goodbye.